What's good, you guys? My name is Jazzy and I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts 4. I know I'm a little late. There's already a bunch of videos of people talking about Kingdom Hearts 4 and the trailer that was recently released, but I just wanted to come on here and make a video about my thoughts, opinions, and possibly theories about what's to come for SORA. Sunday morning at 8 a.m. I woke up to this great news that 2 new games for Kingdom Hearts had been announced during the 20th anniversary event held in the Hikari building in Shibuya in Tokyo, Japan. Now, I already had known that this event was taking place, but I wasn't about to stay up from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. just to see what was happening. I don't have it in me to stay up that long. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait. And I totally forgot about it when I was going to sleep, so it was just a pleasant surprise to wake up to that trailer. I was in huge disbelief. I was like yelling, "No way, let's freaking go." They also announced the final expansion to Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, so we'll get to see the finale for that one. And they announced the new mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. So that signifies just the last addition to the Dark Seeker saga, Xehanort saga. And as we begin the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, you'll see that there's a new title for this specific arc of Sora's tale. Instead of the Dark Seeker saga, it's now the Lost Master arc. So the trailer begins in Quadratum. A huge heartless start to form. Now it looks like the dark side and the invisible, I think, if I'm correct, that really big berserk type heartless with wings. It looks like that and the dark side fused together. It looks menacing. It looks scary. So we're taken out of Quadratum to a forested area, and there's a bunch of green, there's a bunch of flora, some unfamiliar fungi, and what looks to be the back of a robot or a cyborg. A lot of people think it's an ATST from Star Wars, and I agree. That does not look like a rock. That looks like the back of an ATST's foot. So that makes me think this is Endor, the moon of Endor, because it's got the forest vibes going on. And if that really is the case, then we might be seeing Luke sometime soon. For those of you who don't know, an ATST is an all-terrain scout transport, and the Battle of Endor takes place in The Return of the Jedi, which is Luke Skywalker's time. And I can't tell whether or not if this ATST is old or new, but if it were old and the rebels have taken over, we might meet Rey instead. I don't know. It's really hard to tell right now, but it's exciting otherwise. I'm still slightly on the team Disney Classics only, or original Disney properties can only go with Kingdom Hearts. And they still have a lot of movies they haven't touched on yet, and I feel like they did Hunchback of Notre Dame dirty in Dream Drop Distance. But if I had to choose one of the two newer IPs that Disney has obtained, Marvel and Star Wars, the two that people have been talking about since the development of Kingdom Hearts 3, I would definitely choose Star Wars for sure. It's fitting, light versus dark, gray areas and all that stuff. Marvel's a little extra. There's a lot going on there already, and there's a lot going on in Kingdom Hearts too. So I don't know. It depends on how they handle it. I know Square Enix has a Marvel game, but if only one of the two show up, most likely it's Star Wars, especially if this is indeed an ATST's foot. I know Nomura is a fan of Star Wars, and so is Kitase. So it's safe to say Square Enix as a whole are fans of Star Wars. And you could tell if you're a Final Fantasy fan in general, you'll know that Square Enix has made various Star Wars references in their Final Fantasy games. Most notably the uses of the names Biggs and Wedge, starting with Final Fantasy VI, I believe, Final Fantasy VII, there's Biggs and Wedge, Final Fantasy XIV, 10 as well, I believe, among other things. So there's that. And after we're in the forest for a couple of seconds, we come back to Skala Ad Kylum for a split second. we are shown Sora's chess piece from the chess set that Ericus and Xehanort were playing with, if you remember from Kingdom Hearts 3, and it says the choice is yours once more. And that comes back to when Ericus started a new game with Sora as the lone chess piece of light in the middle of the chessboard, and on the other side with the darker pieces are the foretellers and I believe 2 other pieces. So that was a little bit of foreshadowing going on there. And after that happens, we come back to this luxury apartment. Like, Kingdom Hearts fans, I love being a Kingdom Hearts fan. Sora has been doxxed already. I believe Audrey, or at Aitai Kimochi on Twitter, she's found that Sora's apartment is potentially modeled after an apartment in Aoyama. That's 245,000 yen a month. Ooh. It looks great. It looks amazing. And you'll see he's on the couch, laying down, just about to wake up in his new outfit and new hairstyle that's a little bit more realistic now. His outfit is very reminiscent to Square Enix's collaboration with Super Groupies for Kingdom Hearts 3. I ended up getting Sora's red hoodie, which was like $90, but I love it. It's okay. The things I do as a Kingdom Hearts fan. And I love his shoes. I own like 5 pairs of Converse lugged sneakers, and I would love it if Square did a collaboration with Converse, because I feel like that would just really fit well with what Sora's shoes look like right now. Otherwise, I'll just try to custom make them on Converse's site. I'll actually add the link down below to that, as well as shoes that I've made inspired by Sora in Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, in case you're curious and would like to get Kingdom Hearts inspired custom Converse shoes. Anybody can do it. These will be just my versions. You can change it up however you want to. Anyways, as Sora wakes up from his slumber, somebody knocks on the door, and that person ends up being Strelitzia from Union Cross, and that's Marluxia's sister. She's the true dandelion, up until she was mysteriously assassinated by a being of darkness. I don't want to spoil too much. I really suggest keeping up with the story. I wasn't about to play Union Cross. I've played Kingdom Hearts Key, Unchained, whatever it was called back then. I played years ago, and I just lost track of it before it got to the good stuff. So I've been watching Damo279's videos. He's made summaries of the mobile games, and Everglow and Cage Insiders uploads for like the cutscenes, the translated cutscenes. So those 3 sources I'll like link down below in the description box so you can keep up with stuff too, because they've helped a bunch. This is one tale that you do not want to get lost in. I know people complain about how convoluted it is. It's just, if you have the time to like watch these cutscenes or read about them and keep up with the characters, I highly recommend it, because now we're in the territory where you kind of have to know what's going on and who Strelitzia is. So she comes in, she lets Sora know that it's been 7 days since he's arrived in Quadratum, and he's been asleep since then. Sora's been doing a lot of sleeping. I know another year has passed, I think, so he's a little bit older. I don't know how time works in Quadratum. In the Realm of Darkness, Aqua gets stuck there for 10 years, and she has not aged a day because time works differently there. And that could be the case in Quadratum. Like, to what extent or extremities, I have no idea. And being in Quadratum, I guess that's another good reason to begin at level 1. Quadratum is described as like an afterworld or an afterlife, and that's where Yozora is from, along with his Verum Rex crew. I know people have noted the similarities between Verum Rex and Quadratum to Final Fantasy Versus 13 that was announced in 2006 and took 10 years to come out, only to have a title change, and now it's known as Final Fantasy 15 with Noctis and the gang. I personally was really excited for Versus 13. I loved how dark it looked and how it was a fantasy based on reality, like they said. I know he mentioned in an interview that Verum Rex and Quadratum are completely different from Versus 13, but Square Enix be doing the most, and Nomura likes to play sometimes, so I don't know if he's actually telling the truth. I think he's playing, because that secret ending to Kingdom Hearts 3 is like almost one-for-one shot of a Versus 13 trailer, and I don't know, I just feel like this is a second chance to like make Versus 13 happen. I'm honestly here for it. So again, Quadratum's very much fantasy based on reality vibes, Final Fantasy vibes, which would explain Sora's new look. I know people mentioned that Sora's looks changed due to Donald's magic, you know, like when they go to Atlantica, Halloween Town, the Pride Lands and all that stuff, but I still think he just looks this way because he's in Quadratum, because at the end of the trailer you see Donald and Goofy in the traditional Kingdom Hearts 3 style, so I don't think this is a forever change. So he gets up, he meets Strelitzia, he's looking around, and that huge dark side pops up, and it seems like this is the very first time this has happened, because people are like going nuts, they're taking pictures with their cell phones and stuff like that, and Sora has to come save the day. And then it pans to the Master of Masters and another cloaked figure. It could be Lushu, I'm not sure. These are all characters from Union Cross, the mobile games. And then it ends with Donald and Goofy looking for Sora in a dark area. Donald's using his staff as like a flashlight, and they're looking for somebody specific to help them look for Sora. And you see a blue flame appear, and then red flames after this character talks. We don't know who it is, but I mean, a lot of people think it's Hades. It makes the most sense with the blue and the red flames, you know, it's Hades. Now I know this was like a short trailer, so we don't get a glimpse of Riku or anything like that, just Sora, but in Melody of Memory we do see Riku, the fairy godmother, and Kairi in the final world, that world where all you see is sky, and they're like talking to this lost star, this lost heart that comes from Quadratum. This character lived in Quadratum. It's a female character. A lot of people thought it was Strelitzia, but clearly it is not. It might be Yozora's love interest. She helps them open a portal to Quadratum so Riku can get through and look for Sora. So he's coming. I don't know if he's already there during the trailer or if he is on his way. Like I said, I don't know how time works in that specific area, but it's really exciting to see. I wonder how the gameplay is going to go. I don't know if everything mostly is going to take place in Quadratum for Sora, or if he's going to be able to visit Disney World still. I don't know if they're going to switch back and forth from character to character and we don't just play Sora. I'm kind of hoping for the latter. I hope they keep it not as complicated to follow, for sure. So thank you guys for watching. I hope I got your brain juices flowing with different possibilities and theories and things like that. This is like my first sit down and talk video. Sit down and talk about the news and things like that, and I hope to do more. This was pretty fun, so I don't know. Comment down below on what else you'd like to see. More art stuff coming soon. I also hope to soon film my Square Enix book collection video, like all the books I have of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have a great morning, evening, wherever you are, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Okay.